The City of Cold Lake is implementing a new bylaw concerning any new construction in and around the marina. Council has approved the Lakeshore Area Redevelopment Plan. The marina in Cold Lake North is the main tourist attraction in the city, and Council believes the new plan will help to make the area even more attractive.
It provides framework for any new development or redevelopment that's going to happen in the area. So when a lot's being developed or a makeover is being done to a building, it's got to meet certain architectural controls and certain elements in order to create a theme along that Lakeshore Drive.
Council stresses the new regulations are in place for any public and private construction surrounding the marina.
The area basically encompasses areas like Lakeshore in front of the marina, up to 16th Street in Cold Lake, and around to 1st Avenue by the beach area. So basically it creates that whole element of how we want that area to look as we move into the future.
The plan also outlines expansion of walking paths throughout the area. Well, the fourth Saturday in August can only mean one thing for the people in the St. Walburg area, the Wild Blueberry Festival. Robert Buffam has that story.
The village of St. Walburg swelled from its usual 700 people to somewhere between 6,000 and 10,000 on Saturday, as people from the surrounding area filled its streets.
We come every year, and my husband grew up here.
I think it supports great music and a good time for everybody.
They're basking in the sun during the 23rd annual Wild Blueberry Festival that naturally features wild blueberries in all their incarnations, including jellies, syrups, and of course pies, something that sold out within near minutes.
Awesome, really good. Brisk, we've been busy since 9 o'clock this morning. We had a lineup.
For Bozer, who baked over 400 pies, it's a labor of love.
I've been here about 20 years now, making pies, and it's awesome. Love it. I do this again next weekend.
Although it's now a staple on many calendars, the festival originally had modest goals.
Get more people into town and create a little more tourism. So that's where it all started.
No longer focused just on blueberries, it includes everything from talent shows to car shows and rallies to vendors of all kinds of art.
Started out as this little tiny festival. The purpose of it was to get people to come into the town of St. Walburg and see all the things that we have here, see what a great community it is. 23 years ago it was half a block long, and now we take up the entire downtown.
And the fact that it's free is something else its organizers think contributes to its popularity. Robert Buffam, Newcap News.
Yesterday at approximately 8:50 p.m. a pedestrian in North Battleford was crossing 100th Street at the intersection of 18th Avenue. The person was struck by a car in the intersection and then fled the scene. The victim was transported to Battleford Union Hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The vehicle is described as a later model green car that could possibly be a Chrysler Intrepid and would likely have some front-end damage. If you have information in regards to this hit and run, please contact the North Battleford RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Over 3 million Canadians have diabetes. Despite significant advancements in treatment, it remains a very difficult and often painful disease to live with. As Robert Buffam reports, on Sunday, locals gathered at Bud Miller Park to raise funds and awareness about the disease.
Many of the participants in the Freedom Run have diabetes.
I know how hard it is to deal with type 1 diabetes, and just to give back and give awareness and help support diabetics, because there seems to be a large increase of diabetics now, so it's just my time to give back.
They were walking or running either 3 or 5 kilometers around Bud Miller Park, raising over $2,000 for diabetes research, and were taking part in the Cash Store's second annual event. It's a fundraiser taking place across the country in an effort to build on developments in research.
We've gone from insulin syringes that used to have to be sharpened and sterilized, large needles.
Although there have been great strides in treatment, including the discovery of insulin by 2 Canadians nearly 100 years ago, diabetics and those with loved ones who have the disease say treatment remains painful and often scary.
Many people don't know what people go through with it. It's hard. It's a lot of routine and little kids, giving them needles, and it's hard.
She was scared to get her needle, and I had to show her and do it before her. It's hard.
For anyone wanting to give to the cause, you can still donate at the local Cash Store. All proceeds go directly to the World Class Diabetes Center in Edmonton. Robert Buffam, Newcap News.
Lloydminster SPCA is asking for the community's help regarding cleanup of a building in their area. The building was destroyed during the July storm, and so far, SPCA employees haven't been able to find anyone to remove the debris. Kathy Lee has the details.
Once standing, now a pile of loose material, making this area a potential hazard.
We have to make this site safe.
Almost 2 months has passed since the July storm flattened the blue building, but with no insurance, Jennifer Anderson says they haven't been able to remove the debris.
It would have cost over $17,000 to insure this building, which is unreasonable for a nonprofit to be able to afford.
Although many volunteers have wanted to help, Anderson says this cleanup requires the hands of professionals.
We're just kind of calling out to the community for any companies that know how to clean up a big mess like this, that might be able to step in, lend a hand, help us clean up.
Before the storm hit, plans were to sell the blue building and use the funds towards a future home for the animals.
We want to be able to move into a new building that's going to last us, not that's going to be a 5-year fix.
But without a building on the market anymore, and now the cost of cleanup on their shoulders, the SPCA has had a major setback.
It's going to make it that much more difficult for us to be looking at building a brand new building if we're, needing to cover this cost. But we will do what we have to.
Anderson says if a company can lend a hand, they will give away anything enclosed within this fence.
Any of the materials that they see here, they're up for grabs. So if a company finds any use for the metal or anything that's within this mess here, they are more than welcome to take it.
For those wanting to help, the number to call is 780-875-2809. Kathy Lee, Newcap News.